evening, ladies and gentlebots, and welcome back to the Shuntcast.
As usual, Captain Yeserator is here.
Ooh, is he really?
Yes.
I should have known that was coming. So I'm here too, and do you know who else is here, Dale?
Yes. Wait, no. Yes. I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. This week we have a very special guest. We have Jamison Go from Swblaze. Hey, Jamo.
Hello. Slash and burn.
How are you doing this evening, Jamo?
Doing pretty well. I'm getting ready for another event this week, making a silly robot in just a few days. So very, very kind of busy, actually, yeah.
Oh, we like a silly robot. What is this?
Oh boy. So the idea is that I make a robot with my good college friends, but we don't know what the other one is building, and they have to combine. This year they're building the base, and I'm building this melty brain-esque rotor thing, which attaches using one shoulder bolt. So we have our linkage this year is one shoulder bolt from McMaster-Carr. So they must work together.
That sounds awesome. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
It's going to fail miserably.
Yeah, but now you've said that, it will do really well. Yeah, but now that I've said that, it will suck.
It alternates, right? Someone has to say it'll do bad, and then maybe it'll do good.
It'll do bad.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
We're positive.
So, first up, we have Duck versus Quantum. If you're in the Quantum fan club or you're a Duck hater, this was the fight for you. I love the way Duck used the sort of mad flailing of the lifter to try and stop Quantum getting purchased on them, even if it didn't work. But it was great to see. It was really fun. And then Duck set on fire. So my conclusion for this fight is crispy shredded aromatic duck for tea. Pass the hoisin.
I found it quite funny how the duck used its the weapon to get out of the grip of the claw. It just kind of got into some very awkward looking positions. I'm not sure if I'd watching Battlebots or the Kama Sutra. But no, it was a good fight overall. Yeah.
Oh, I felt kind of bad for Hal, actually. You saw at the post-fight interview, he really seemed like this was a tough match for him. And yeah, to be honest, it was. Like, everything he said was pretty correct, but I couldn't help but wonder if maybe the front part had more of the, like, a plurality of duck beaks. Maybe he could have gotten underneath Quantum, got a flip like the bombshell match they had earlier in the season.
If you're a Quantum fanboy, this was a great fight. Quantum owned this fight pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So we will move on to, I think this is possibly one of Dale's favourite fights, Blacksmith versus Captain Shredderator. Was this your favourite fight of the evening, Dale?
I'm kind of torn between 2 or 3. Yeah, it was one of the better ones. Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know. There's one that isn't your favourite one.
I'm not so sure.
It's not this one.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good fight. Captain got a headeraker after all those hammer blows.
Yes.
No, but yeah, it was a good fight. Nice to see Al happy. I think he was happy anyway.
Finally.
Yes.
There was no resting Al face this time. We actually had a happy Al.
Yes, which is always nice to see.
Did he smile?
There was a twitch. You have to be really quick, and if you wanted to screen cap it, you had to put YouTube on to like super slow motion to get it. But it was there. It's a shame for Captain Shredderator though. It was doing well, and there were some pretty good hits in the early bits of the fight, and then it just kind of died again. It's like, get it together, Captain. As one group member pointed out, Captain Shredderator should be demoted to Ensign Dizzy.
Oh.
I'm not taking the blame for that one. That was somebody else. And if the Naves want to go and look it up, they can go and look it up. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Did you enjoy it, JMO?
Yeah, it was a great fight in the beginning. I mean, Captain Shredderator working. It's almost like between Blacksmith and Captain Shredderator, you're almost cheering for both of them. Like, oh, come on! And I want you to work. We know deep down they're actually pretty good robots, but Captain was doing great, and then something went wrong. Al getting, I think that's his first knockout ever, is it, in BattleBots?
There is some dispute over this because online, Brian Nave has stated that it actually went 3 minutes and went to the judges and that Al won it. but they decided to refilm it and make it a knockout, which is why Brian claims he looks so kind of meh during the count out. So Brian's words, I'm just quoting. I didn't actually notice this because I think this was probably after we were repairing from Deep Six, and we had a few repairs after Deep Six.
A little bit.
But no, there we go. But on telly, at least, Al finally got a knockout, and we're happy for Al.
Yeah.
Right. Bombshell versus Lockjaw. And this just really hasn't been Bombshell's season, really, has it? Which is it's a shame. When Bombshell disabled that bat wheel on Lockjaw, I mean, fans could be forgiven for thinking that they'd got their mojo back and were going to pull off a surprise win. But then that hope ended fairly quickly. And I don't think it's not really Lockjaw's most convincing win either, because it didn't look like it was in great shape. That first hit did disable their back wheel. For me personally, no offense to the builders, of course, I'm not that about that, but I think this was the weakest fight for me of the evening.
Yeah, can't argue with it. Yeah.
I feel like any time that you're not working at 100% or you're actually kind of in a double knockout situation, saved by the buzzer, it doesn't look very good for you. And this is one of those cases. I don't know if you could move after that.
Lockjaw fanboys, here's to you, Bob. We'll be sad. It wasn't their most convincing win, but they won. So there we go. Although I want to give a big F for the floor again. So if everybody could give an F, please.
F.
On to this fight, Tombstone versus Gruff. I have been waiting so long to talk about. Like this is for me. This is the fight of the season I have been wanting to talk about. Fuck the top 16, right? No offense, but this fight purely because I knew Dale is salty about this one. Am I right, Dale? How bad is your level of salt right now?
Honestly, not that much. I think
really?
you may have underestimated me a bit there. I'm honestly
Okay.
about the previous Gruff fights. The Desperado and the one before that. That was more salty for me. I didn't think it was a unanimous decision, but I did think Tombstone won basically because of damage.
I have to admit that in the pits, when I was watching it live, I didn't notice how much Gruff was limping at the end. And when I heard that the judges had announced Tombstone, I was salty as fuck in the pits, right? However, I also remember that I'm a UK roboteer and my head automatically goes to Robot Wars rules, which are obviously very different to Battlebots rules. And so after watching it, I thought, on the telly at least, I thought, actually, no, I'm not that salty about it. But you were very salty about the previous Gruff fight, so I thought you were going to be salty about this one.
Yeah, no, like I say, I didn't think it was a unanimous decision, but I did say I would have said Tombstone won it. Only just.
I'd agree, unfortunately. Gruff put up a great fight. They probably owned 2/3 of the match by time, and it's just an unfortunate thing what happened to them at the end. Do you know what actually happened to them? Why they started limping like that?
I do not. Do you know?
So I passed by their pit after the match to congratulate them for a great fight, and it turns out that they had this very long screw which goes the height of their frame, so it's maybe 100 millimeters or so long. So at that last hit or so when Tombstone hit them, it actually unscrewed just that last bit and was hanging out underneath their drivetrain. So it was raising up the side of the drive, and actually after the time elapsed, they were hobbling around trying to get somewhere. They drove over a kill saw hole and the screw fell out, and then they drove normally because it had somewhere to go. So both their drive sides actually still worked. It was, it's silly things like that.
Oh man, that's frustrating. Although I don't normally do this on the Shuntcast, but I want to give a round of applause to Gruff though, because that was one fuck of a fight.
Yep, very good.
Bravo to Gruff. You heard it here on the Shuntcast. So, on to the next fight, which was Endgame versus Cobalt, and I think this fight caused some salt as well. This fight was a total upset. I mean, Endgame has had a bit of a lackluster season so far, so I think Cobalt was the popular prediction for winning this one, and it looked like Endgame was having drive issues straight out of the starting square, so you could be forgiven for thinking, yeah, Cobalt's got this. But after Cobalt lost their feeder wedge, it was Endgame's win to take, as Cobalt's weapon just kind of couldn't make contact with Endgame, and Cobalt got co-bummed. I've coined that phrase. That's my new phrase. Co-bummed. Did you think Endgame would win this one, JMO?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just look at the record and the numbers, Cobalt's been totally tearing it up. I think most people thought that Cobalt was going to win. Actually, like you look at the Reddit voting, heavily in favor of Cobalt.
Mm.
But I think everyone in the community loves a good upset occasionally. So when that happened, we were jaws dropped. Oh my goodness. I mean, kind of like Endgame Ribot, right? Most people thought that Endgame was going to beat Ribot.
Is the prediction as close as with Ribot? I would say probably Ribot was still slightly more unlikely than Cobalt and Endgame, purely because and Cobalt are both kind of in the same caliber, whereas Ribot was very much the underdog in the Endgame fight. Mm-hmm. So I would say probably they're still the more unlikely one. Mm-hmm. This was very much an upset, and Cobalt went flying.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good hit.
Never seen that this season, or I guess we haven't seen that at all. That was the first.
You've seen a duck fly before at the hands of Bronco, and now we've seen a Cobalt fly at the hands of Endgame. Yeah. We've not seen an elephant fly yet, though. We've seen an elephant get smashed to pieces.
That reminded me of that.
To be fair, I keep reminding you, Dale, it was only her face, which was purely sacrificial, and none of her internal organs were harmed.
Yes, but that's the best bit.
Oh.
Shoot the face.
Not the face, not the face.
Oh. To be fair, it's been worth it for the memes.
True.
So we will get on to JMO's fight. And first of all, Jamison, I would like you to apologise to the arena cleaners. So please go ahead and apologise to the arena cleaners.
Hey, wait. What? I don't think I need to apologise here.
Oh, well, I think you left them quite the Ribot mess, Jamison. So I think you at least need to pay them some respect.
I will acknowledge the arena cleaners had to do a difficult job, and I thank them for their service. I'm looking at Ribot, you know, they made a foamy frog. It's like, hey, you guys, what they say in the rules? They said no ball bearings, but it probably extends to glitter or similar thing. Yeah, okay, no one put glitter in there yet, but if you were thinking about it, don't do it.
Also, happy belated birthday again.
Oh, thank you very much.
For your birthday back in April. My conclusion of this fight is that Ribot became bot.
Full body bonk.
Did you enjoy fighting this fight, JMO?
I was actually pretty nervous about this. I mean, so David and actually all the folks on WPI, we're actually really good friends. We're, Northeastern Roboteers. We compete a lot together, and so yeah, we were actually really happy at that given point in time. We wanted the Northeast to finally take home the nut, and so we all had pretty similar 2-1 records or so, and we were really happy. And then, Valkyrie fights someone, okay, Huge's gonna fight someone else, and then we have to fight our comrades Ribot, and so we're like, okay, one of us is gonna go 3-1, one of them's gonna go 2-2. We're actually kind of sad, but we're gonna give it our all because we understand. If not for us, then for the other one. Let's give it a good tussle, and that's what we ended up doing. It's kind of a bittersweet thing. We love those guys.
They are. I love Ribot, but I'm not happy that we had Naked Frog on the show.
That was awkward.
That was so awkward. Like, it's especially in light of the bullshit that YouTube has done this week. We'll very briefly gloss over that because we don't really do a news thing on the Shuntcast.
Yeah, but, no political, right?
But it did creep into Shuntposting with some memes, so we'll briefly mention it. Last week, YouTube started taking down robot combat videos on the basis that its algorithms thought they were animal cruelty, like dogfighting. So for Battlebots to then show not only a poor frog getting murdered by Swblaze, it was also stripped and murdered, and that's just... It's shameful.
It was skinned, but not charbroiled. So we only skinned it.
Oh dear.
I gotta say, I do wonder if all the free publicity from the previous week has actually helped the show, and I'm curious to see what it turns up in viewership numbers.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see next week's viewing figures. Well, I should say this week, because by the time I get this out, it will be this week. But it will be interesting to see episode 12's ratings. Put it that way.
And the animal cruelty things they keep coming, they keep rolling in, as you know. All these articles, they're citing my social media posts. So my YouTube channel and such has gotten a few extra comments, mostly jokingly, about the content at which I post.
So, JMO, do you have anything else you'd like to say about this fight? If not, we will move on to the main event.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. We did our post-fight analysis, is posted on our social media page, so you can read the finer details there. But yeah, it's just we had to go all out when Ribbot started losing functions, and they kind of feel pretty bad. We had to go all out, so it did look pretty cruel, but they did some damage to us too. Yeah,
that's true. Oh yeah, how much damage did you take?
Oh, they bent some of the fork bits on the inside. We had to re-weld some things. Actually for the next, whatever, we just re-welded a new set, but we had to do some fixes on the ones that we used there. And our saw blade, our poor blade, is all mangled.
Oh yeah, you gave it to them, didn't you?
We gave it to them. Yeah. So the funny thing about their little bar is that it spins so fast you can't see it. And so from my vantage point, I distinctly recall thinking that I was safe to bring it down there. And then I watched the replay from a different angle, and that's pretty obviously where the blade is. So that was a facepalm moment. And we gave them the blade. It was totally mangled, not usable. There's no saving that one. So they gave us a foamy frog leg. They painted in Swblaze appearance, so it was really nice. We have it stowed away in our trophies.
I did like Gothic Ribbot. Gothic Ribbot was cool. Right then, on to the main event. And Death Roll also owes an apology to the arena cleaners, because it was it was rotator. It just piece by piece came off, and after such an amazing win over Tombstone, I don't think many fans thought that this fight would pan out how it did. I mean, there was practically nothing left of Rotator, and I say that unironically as the owner of a bot which has yet to have a fight where it didn't get its face smashed in. But if there's an obliterated bots club, Victor Soto needs to come and join me in it after that fight.
Well, hold on a second. Rotator lost from both ends, so actually wouldn't it be like Otato or something?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Otator.
Just tat in the middle.
Just tat in the middle. Oh dear. Dale, did you enjoy the main event?
I did, yes. It was I'm even more scared of crocodiles now. But yeah, no, it obviously worthy of main event. There's damage, quite a lot of damage. But yeah, it was a good fight.
Death Roll is tanking it this season. I think it's it's 4-0 now, so I think fans could be forgiven for thinking, yeah, that one's in the top 16. I mean, it's all of its fights have been great. Even the one with Predator, which didn't go very well for Predator, but Death Roll just kicks ass. It's great. I love it.
Foxtrot, right? They changed. Craig changed it to.
Sorry,
Foxtrot.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Foxtrot. I should at least get the right friggin' robot. I'm sorry, Craig. Oh dear. Death Roll is really impressing me this season. I mean, obviously it wasn't in Series 3. It was in Series 2, where it was alright.
Yeah, it got Shredderated, right?
It did.
Back in the days when Shredderator was killing it, yeah.
But yeah, it's come back this season. Like, watch out, we're here.
Yeah, what a big surprise, right? I don't know if many of the builders when they first landed were like, oh yeah, Death Roll, that's one of the ones we gotta look out for. But they've really proven themselves.
Death Roll is very much impressing the fans this season. So we will move on to the awards. We have 3 awards in this JMO. We have the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award, the Salt Powered Robot Award, and the Shunty McShuntpost Award. Don't worry, I will explain them. So the John Reed Good Hit of the Night award is fairly self-explanatory. It's whoever we thought had the most spectacular hit of the night. This week we have 4 nominations because we have an extra special nomination this week. So the 3 normal nominations are Cobalt Takes Flight from Endgame Airport, Gruff holding up Tombstone like a trophy, Swblaze giving us a naked frog, but also our special one is Jamison enjoying his cake. So you're our guest, JMO. Who would you like to vote for?
Oh boy, I'll tell you what I will definitely not vote for. I will not vote for the cake because here's why. Because that was incredibly embarrassing. I forgot how to birthday. So when Kenny was counting me down, I thought I was supposed to blow out the candle. So I blew out the candle. But he was counting down for people to sing. So as soon as I made that, you can watch the replay. I just absolutely die on stage because he starts singing, and I'm just like, "Oh no, I can't put the fire back." Like,
Oh, no.
I want to redo. Can we refilm this?
Oh man.
And that was a complete surprise, by the way. I had no idea they're going to do that. So I absolutely failed at birthdaying. I'm not going to vote for that one. Let's see. Good hit. I enjoyed Gruff holding Tombstone up like a fish. That was impressive. The blade was still spinning. I was like, wow, talk about the balls on Gruff were very big on that maneuver.
They were at that moment. That was like, we're here, look at me, I'm holding up fucking Tombstone. I mean, just bravo to those guys.
That'd be my vote.
Okay. Jamison votes for Gruff. Dale, who are you going to vote for?
As tempting as it is to say that, I'm going to have to go with Cobalt because it's just, you don't see that often being hit that high up, like almost above where the roboteers are, drivers, that area. Got quite high up. That's quite a hit. So I'm going to say that one.
Okay, so 1 for Gruff and 1 for Endgame yeeting Cobalt. I enjoyed both of those. However, I have a very soft spot for Gruff, so I'm going to side with Jamison and go with Gruff. So congratulations, Gruff!
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. You win the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award for episode 11. On to the Salt Powered Robot Award. This is for any situation which is maybe controversial or just generally made you salty. Could be a judge's decision, could be an underperforming robot, can be anything that just made you salty. So we have 3 nominations for this. We have Endgame's victory over Cobalt, Gruff, no further comment needed, or Chris eating Jamison's cake. Jamison!
Oh no, put me on the spot. No, come to me last. I don't know.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll give Jamison some thinking time. Dale, who would you like to vote for?
I'm going to have to say Jamison and the cake.
You didn't even get the whole cake.
Yeah.
Hey, they saved me the candle though.
Oh, at least you got that. You got a candle.
Chris didn't take the candle from me.
Okay. I always go last, Jamison, so you're going to have to go.
Okay. Let's see. I've only seen Salt for one thing so far. No one has actually seemed to mind the fact that they took my cake. I'm going to say Gruff. No comments. No comments necessary.
That is hands down my nomination as well. Like, and I do accept the judge's decision because, as I said earlier, now that I've seen it on the telly and saw Gruff's troubles towards the end, I can, and Tombstone did cause the damage at the end of the day. So by Battlebots rules, it stands, and I'm not going to contradict it on that basis. But purely just as a fan, I'm fucking salty about Gruff because, like, Gruff was the hero of that fight, and I feel that in spirit, it deserved the win. So I'm going to side with Gruff. So Gruff's got 2 awards now. Way!
Yay.
Congratulations, Gruff.
That's like the true winner of the night, maybe.
You win the Salt Powered Robot Award for episode 11. On to the Shunty McShuntpost Award, which is basically anything that's been the most memeable. So we have 4 nominations this week. We have the double bonking of Captain Shredderator by Blacksmith and the Pulverizer, Ribot's cosplay, which leads me to my next one, Naked Ribbot, and also Jamison's cake, of course. So, do you want to be on the spot first, Jamo, or shall I go to Dale?
I can do it. I think, well, at least to what I've seen so far, I'm very much in favor of the double bonking of Captain Schraderator.
Dale?
Actually, I'd like to add one if I can.
Oh, okay.
Well, the picture of Al, the face of Al Kindle with the adjusting his glasses.
Oh.
It was a very, I know it was only a passing moment, but I feel like that could get quite used a lot.
I wouldn't vote for it, but I will give it an honourable mention.
Fair enough, that'll do. But yeah, I'd go for, oh dear.
Double bonking. Go on. Go for the double bonking.
Yeah, go on then. Double bonking.
Because I'm going for the double bonking, so that makes it a hat trick.
There we go then, yeah.
Yay! So, congratulations, Blacksmith. Woo!
Hey.
You win the Shunty McShuntpost Award for the double bonking of Captain Schraderator. Right, so on to the fun part, Jamison. It's the member questions.
Oh boy, I thought about submitting one for myself anonymously. I didn't, but I thought about it.
What would it have been if you did?
Ooh, maybe someone's already asked that. Let's see. I was going to ask myself, how much blaze could a Swblaze blaze if a Swblaze could blaze saws?
Oh, I like it. It has not been submitted, but if it had, I would have included it. We if it's a single guest, we usually do 10 questions, but we usually get more than that submitted. So I picked the best ones, basically. We're not scripted, honestly. Totally rigged. We're totally rigged on the Shuntcast. So I'm gonna
selection committee. Selection committee.
I am. It's a one-woman selection committee. I'm sorry. Dale doesn't even get a say in it. I just look at the form and go, yeah, that one.
I really don't. I turn up to say yes.
Right, so question 1. Who is Thumbs Up Guy, and will he give me a thumbs up?
Oh, thumbs up guy. That's John Mayo. He's one of our OG team members. He's from Texas, and he's got kind of like this, good guy thumbs up. Also, towel swinging, as you noticed, always swinging that towel. He's a Texan from A&M. I think that's a thing they do with their towels. So he will probably give you a thumbs up. He's just a thumbs up kind of guy.
Awesome.
Oh, next question. When Battlebots?
Ooh, well that's a question. That's a good question. Not for me actually. When Battlebots?
It's been asked on every single Shuntcast so far.
Yes.
If I answer when Battlebots, will it happen? When I say.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
How about?
To be fair, I don't know, so I literally can't confirm nor deny.
Got my hands on my hips, and I'm gonna say December of this year.
Ooh.
That's when Battlebots.
Okay. Jamison's prediction is December. All right, question 3. When is your evil twin, Jamison Stop, going to enter Battlebots with his bot Axe Freeze?
Ooh, yeah, I've only heard of him. I've heard him through whispers and through back alleys that I pass by. I hear his name. He may be plotting slowly my demise, so I need to be careful when Jamison Stop comes out of the woodwork. There will be blood.
Oh dear. Did you enjoy your half of the cake?
I did. It was red velvet with some sort of a cream cheese-ish frosting. It was very good. It was very good. It was a good half cake. Yeah, it was good. It was actually we had a lot of cake because afterwards it looks like there was like a mini party that my teammate and girlfriend Lucy was organizing. There were people came out, and I was actually this double surprise. It's just I've never had a birthday anything and to that capacity in such a long time. I felt so loved that day. It was a good cake. It was all good cakes. There's so much good feels throughout. So thank you everyone. Aww. And yes, the cake was good. The cake is not a lie.
Absolutely wholesome. Yeah. Right, question 5, and I suspect this may come from a Battlebots fan. Who has the world's first hex drum?
Oh boy. That information is lost to time. I don't know. I know when I had it, but it doesn't mean that Robert wasn't also thinking about it. So it's just not the only hex drum. That was my point.
True. It was. It's great. It got blown out of proportion because I didn't know, and if I'd known that you had a hex drum, I would have pointed it out to Rob, and Rob would have been like, "Oh yeah, of course." And I think it was a genuine fuck up on Rob's account. He isn't great in front of the camera sometimes, and it was a genuine slip up. But it was fun teasing him about it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. Lucy might actually revive that. Now that we've moved in together, she has all the parts with her, and I can bug her about rebuilding it every single day. Plus, we got David Jin from Ribot. We hang out fairly often, so he's been poking her and be like, "Hey, when are you gonna build another Beetleweight? We should send that one to Battlebots. What do you think?"
I say we should press F for Lucy.
Or Silent Spring UK. What do you think?
I tell you something actually. I'm fairly sure because we have a confirmed Teams group on Facebook, much like we do at BattleBots, and I'm fairly sure that one of the first things that was posted on the confirmed Teams group was, "Is JMO here?" Because I think there were a lot of people who were dreading Silent Spring coming to Bugglebots.
I don't know. I think it's I don't know if I want to necessarily, because I mean, I'd love to come out and compete, but I've got this myth, the myth, the legend sort of thing going on right now. So maybe if it just builds up in everyone's mind, like Silent Spring is some sort of unstoppable robot, maybe we should leave it that way. Who knows?
Go out on a high.
I mean, like what? It's 1.5 kilograms in Bugglebots, right? So if I add more weight, it might make it terrible. I don't know.
This is true.
Question 6. What does Will Bales smell like?
Will Bales. Ooh, I remember last year I said Will Bales smells like the color yellow, but he's toned it down, right? He's only got a little bit of yellow.
He's all serious this season.
Yeah, well, he had that moment, that very tender moment, that one episode, and that was really nice.
I know.
I feel like we got to see.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, he said so much of what the builders were thinking, but what does Will Bales smell like now? Let's see.
Tears and his friend's money.
That's definitely one, but that can also be captured in the same smell as, what did Kenny say? Swagger. He's got his swagger back. Actually, I don't really want to think about what swagger smells like. It's either that or butt tacos.
Wow. This
Hypershock
took an unexpected turn.
Hypershock has the back of Hypershock is one bent piece of titanium, which Will lovingly describes as the butt taco. So Hypershock cannot be unthought of without thinking about their posterior.
Okay, we have a slightly sensible question this time. If you could redesign any BattleBot, which would it be and what would you do?
Ooh, any BattleBot? Am I designing it to make it better or worse?
It doesn't say, so you could go with Overhaul and make it better. I'm just trolling Charles. Sorry, Charles, love you.
Oh, Charles, I'm sure he doesn't mind. He loves us. You should actually bring Charles on here one day if you can.
I should, but he refuses to join Shuntposting, Jamison. So we have a slight issue there.
That's a surprise.
I've invited him, and he's not there, and I'm sad about that.
His latest robot, as you've seen, is a dumpster. The dumpster robot. That's going to compete next weekend, by the way. You should definitely look out for it.
I will do, but there is RoboNerd next weekend.
Ooh, that's true. Well, I'm sure Mike Jeffries will record them and put them online somewhere on Robot Battles YouTube page, unless he gets taken down for ammo fighting. What robot would I redesign if I could? I kind of want to do something ridiculous with huge. Maybe I want huge wheels plus. Ooh, I don't know. Let's
spiked wheels, like on chariots in gladiator days.
I think that would fit quite well. But I want to put something ridiculous on it. Maybe put the duck weapon. Yes, hopscotch huge. Just jump ropes. It's just weapon. It jump ropes.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Question 8. How do you make the flames green?
The flames are green, so we add an additive into the fuel or in the flame path to actually burn up, which emits green color. So similar to what you would do in maybe high school or so chemistry class. Last year we used copper sulfate because the copper metallic salts will actually burn green. We sprayed that into the path of the flame and it would burn up and then turn green. This year we actually have a fuel mix where we take our fuel, which is butane this season instead of propane, and we mix it with a methanol boric acid mix into the fuel, and when it burns a sort of limier green than last season. So that's how we do it. I think we're probably going to do the same thing next year, or we might go back to propane because we want more fuel pressure or a more Gary Jin-esque flame size.
I understood some of those words, ladies and gentlebots.
Yeah, it might have been pretty technical. But anyways, that's how we make it green.
that was an ideal answer, but I was mostly with you. I'll be honest. It was a thing goes in to make the thing green. It's cool.
Yeah, we mix the pasta sauce with the fire, and then the spaghetti comes out.
Yeah.
It's magic, basically.
Oh dear. Okay, so this is a game. It's similar to Snog, Marry, Avoid, but it's beat, defeat, or judges. So you either beat them, you lose to them, or it goes to the judges. Bite, Force, Tombstone, on Death Roll. Beat,
So
defeat, or judges.
I am me, or I'm the robot, Swblaze.
So you're Swblaze, and you're fighting Bite, Force, Tombstone, and Death Roll. You can beat one, lose to one, and judges to one. Which was which?
Ooh. Well, it's good you clarified because on the show they seem to say my name synonymously with Swblaze. So sometimes I feel like I'm in there actually hitting say blacksmith, for example, a few episodes ago. So okay, I'm Swblaze. I have to beat, defeat, or wait, what was it? I have to beat one, lose to one in judge decision.
Yeah, you beat one, you lose to one, and one goes to the judges.
Ooh, I really want to beat Bite Force. I don't know if is this my wishes or what I think will actually happen.
It can be either. It's whatever you want it to be.
I would really like to beat Bite Force somehow. I think a lot of people will probably share that. He's kind of like the god right now, right? He's doing really well this season, and he's got 2 nuts already. Someone's got to topple him at some point. To the judges, I think. Oh boy, I've already lost the Tombstone, so maybe we'll do that because it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then judges to death roll, maybe.
That was a very good fight.
Yeah, I think I'll go with those.
So there we go. He would beat Bite Force, lose to Tombstone, and judges to death roll.
Question 10. Can you share any teasers for what Swblaze will be like next season?
Ooh, teasers for what Swblaze will be like next season. All right, well, I've actually started working on that a little bit. Swblaze, I don't think will change all too much. You know, we're going to improve some aspects which people have already seen. We would like to make the arm portion lighter so we don't pop some BMX tricks and all that while we're trying to drive around with the heavier weapon. And we would like to try and put a motor for the spinner which has a sensor in it so that we can have better spin up time. So we can hit hard and hit fast and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Now, we normally only do 10 questions, but I felt that this question was quite good, so I'm going to include it. If you were in the top 16 for this season, who would you not like your first opponent to be?
I would not. Actually, Quantum is not having the best record season right now, maybe. But no one really wants to fight them, and myself included, because it's very much like some of these big vertical spinners. If you get caught in the wrong time once, you're almost pretty much done. And I think that a lot of robots, like ours included, are pretty well packed. quantum bites anywhere. I can only think of one place where if they bit down in the chassis, we would probably be okay. Air quotes. But I would like to not fight quantum.
I mean, yeah, quantum is an expensive bot to fight. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. That is the end of the questions. And ladies and gentlebots, it is the end of the Shuntcast.
Oh.
Well, thank you very much, JMO, for being our guest on the Shuntcast.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
On that note, ladies and gentlebots, it's goodbye from Dale.
Bye-bye.
It's goodbye from Jamison.
Bye-bye.
And it's goodbye from the Queen. Goodbye.